Are period clots normal? So do you have clots with your period? Are you wondering if it is normal and or if you have to be concerned about that? And also you might be wondering what it actually means to have blood clots with your period. So let's discuss whether period clots are normal and what they mean on this Instagram and Facebook Live. So hello, I am so thrilled to be here. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Michelle Cooke. I am a period and hormone naturopath, a natural fertility educator, and an emotion release technique practitioner. And I help women struggling with their menstrual cycles have easy, pain-free periods, balanced hormones, and emotional well-being. And I'm the founder and director of Reproductive Wellness, and I see patients both online and face-to-face. So if you have any questions or comments as we go through the live today, just pop them in the chat box down below. And make sure you hit the loves and love hearts and the likes if you're enjoying the content. Something that I need to mention as well is that there have been some changes with Facebook, and basically all the Facebook Live videos that are done soon, they will only be kept up for 30 days and then they will be removed. So just to make sure that you don't miss out on any of the videos that I've done, I actually have them all on my website. So if you head to reproductivewellness.com.au/blog, all of the videos will be there. So I suggest that you head over there if you're looking for any of those, because very soon they will all be deleted and they won't be on Facebook anymore. So just to let you know. I actually have some really exciting news as well in the pipeline. However, I'm not going to let you know just yet. I'm just going to tease you with the prospect of something very exciting in the works behind the scenes. So once that is ready to go, I will let you know. So I'm super, super excited about it. Sorry I can't let you know yet, but I'm a little bit like that. I like to tease and get you excited for what's to come. Okay, let's get started into the content. So what are period clots? So period clots are gel-like blobs, and they're typically made up of blood cells, proteins, tissue, and some of your uterine lining. Okay, so and they can actually vary in color, so from bright red to dark red, or for some people they might be brown, so there can be different coloring there as well. And it typically you'll see these clots when you actually have your period as well. So why do period clots happen? So it is actually normal to have this happen. However, it is size dependent. So if you have blood clots that are small and stringy, that can be normal when your bleed is actually a bit heavier that day. So let me explain. Normally, anticoagulants are made by the body, and what these do is prevent the blood from actually clotting, so that it's more fluid and that it flows more easily and readily. However, in the instance of a heavy bleed, the anticoagulants actually struggle to keep up to meet that demand. And this is typically when you have period blood clots arriving on the scene, okay? Because the body's really struggling to keep up. The flow's quite heavy, there's lots of blood, so it just can't keep up and meet that demand. And coagulation, or to coagulate, means that the blood changes from a liquid to a solid or a semi-solid state. So when your period clots are larger in size, particularly when they are larger than 1 inch or 2.5 centimeters, this is when it's not normal. Okay, so if they're quite small and they're stringy and they're only little, that's typically okay. But when they're bigger than 1 inch or 2 centimeters, because that's roughly about the conversion, that's when it is a bit of a red flag. There are deeper reasonings behind their appearance there, okay? Causes of large period clots. So, as I said before, when you're seeing clots that are larger than 1 inch or 2.5 centimeters, this is this indicates a large clot, okay? So if you are seeing clots of this size, it is not normal. It's not normal, and that's when you would need to speak to a healthcare team. So that would involve a doctor, a gynecologist who will specialize in reproductive health and periods and hormones and all that kind of thing, and a period and hormone naturopath such as myself to be part of your care team to investigate what is going on at a deeper level. So these are some of the reasons why you might have large period clots. So let's talk about those. So number 1 is uterine fibroids. So this is when you have benign or non-cancerous growths either growing into the uterine cavity or within the uterus wall or the uterine wall, or on the outside of the uterine wall. So women with fibroids will typically have heavy periods, and this will generally come along with large sized clots as well. Number 2, adenomyosis. So this is when you will have endometrial tissue actually growing within the muscular wall of your uterus. These women will typically also have heavy periods as well. And big clots is generally something that's very common for them too. Number 3, polycystic ovarian syndrome. We need to remember though that polycystic ovarian syndrome, or PCOS, is a syndrome, so it can look very different from women to women, or woman to woman rather. There can be symptoms such as irregular periods, there can be heavy periods for some women, there can be clots for some women, and there's typically excess androgens, whether they are sort of visible, physical traits of that, or in the blood testing, and they're your male type hormones, okay? And the other thing is there can be cysts on the ovaries, but you don't have to have cysts on the ovaries to have polycystic ovarian syndrome. So not everyone has that either. It's different. It's a collection of symptoms, and it can be there's different subtypes of PCOS as well. So it's very different for each and every woman. Number 4, so uterine polyps. So these are growths attached to the inner wall of the uterus. So that's another reason. And there can be heavy bleeding and clots with that as well. Number 5 is estrogen dominance. So this is when you've got an excess of estrogen, or there's too much estrogen, or compared to progesterone, or relative to progesterone, it looks like it's too much. And this typically happens when progesterone is on the low side, and that's commonly known as relative estrogen dominance, because in relation to progesterone, it looks like there's more of it there, if that makes sense. Okay, number 6, thyroid conditions. So thyroid conditions such as hypothyroidism, which is an underactive thyroid, or Hashimoto's thyroiditis, can both present with heavier periods and clots. Number 7 is pelvic inflammatory disease. Number 8 is endometrial cancer. So this is cancer that is occurring in the lining of the uterus. Number 9 is bleeding disorders, so conditions such as von Willebrand disease. I always struggle with saying that one, but that is another reason why you could have sort of coagulation issues happening there. So are there any questions so far? I'll just have a quick look on Facebook. It doesn't look like it. And if you're too shy to ask anything, please feel free to pop any questions or comments down below. Perhaps you're watching the replay, you can pop them there, or you can send me a DM or a PM, and I'm more than happy to answer those for you. So it's been an absolute pleasure talking to you tonight. And if you would like help with your period clots, or you're also experiencing heavy periods as well, I would love to help you. So if you're watching on Instagram, there's a link in my bio for you to book an appointment. If you're watching on Facebook, if you're watching on Facebook, I'll pop a link down below in this video for you. If you're watching on YouTube, there's actually a link in the description with a link to book as well. So remember that all my Instagram and Facebook lives are actually on my website. So if you have missed any previous ones, or you're curious to see what I've been talking about, all of them are actually over there. So if you head to reproductivewellness.com.au/blog, that's where all my videos will be. And I would recommend doing that anyway, and sort of bookmarking that page, because as I explained earlier, there are some changes to Facebook Lives, and after 30 days they will be deleted from Facebook. So just head over there and they'll all be there for you. So FYI, I will be live here every Wednesday at 6 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time typically, but at the moment it's Australian Eastern Daylight Saving Time, talking about women's health, periods, hormones, menstrual cycles, and all that type of thing. So I look forward to seeing you next Wednesday. And I thank you so very much for taking the time to watch this video. If you're watching on my YouTube channel, be sure that you like and subscribe to my channel, and hit the bell icon so that you don't miss any future videos and when they're actually coming out for you. So I will see you next Wednesday. Thank you so much for joining. Bye.